Well, hello there, friend. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Today we're going to be installing a Schlage AD-400 cylindrical lock set. These are networked wireless locks. This is going to be a retrofit application onto a hollow metal door that just had a cylindrical lock installed on it before. Here I'm starting my stopwatch because I make a couple edits along the way so we can keep track in real time. But yeah, I already went through and I prepped the 9 holes that I needed, the 9 extra holes that I needed to get this lock installed. I'm checking my, going through the instructions step by step. First one was prepare the door, check. Identify model of lock, check. It's an AD-400. So step 3 is install the door position switch, and that's what we're doing now. Popping the magnet into the frame, and then we're gonna put the switch or the sensor into the side of the door. Yeah, these are great locks. Enjoy installing these. A little bit different than the locks we put in every day, but these locks are really great for what they do. So we're gonna fish that wire through that 3/4 inch hole on the interior. Steps 4 and 5 do not apply to the AD-400, so we're gonna jump right over to step 6, which is install the latch bolt. That's fairly easy. It's just 2 screws. Latch bolt installed. There it is. Latch bolt installed. Very good. Step 6 complete. Now step 7, we're going to install the retractor. We're going to move that inside retaining plate, slip the retractor in from the outside, and then put that retaining plate back in. There we go. Installing retractor complete. Step 8, the one I dread. Check lever handing. Oh no, let me see. Hopefully it's right. Please be right. Please have that knob stop pin on the right side. Oh no, it's on the wrong side. I gotta hand it. Oh my. Alright, it's not too, handing's not too bad. Go to the last page. There's your handing instructions. Actually, these are super easy to hand, but it's kind of, you know, when you're installing a lock, you're just like, I don't want to have to hand it, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to remove these 6 screws. And then that outside metal cover plate basically is just going to pull off. The inside plate stays the same. There's nothing that's going to fall out or break or drop or anything. It's pretty easy. It just pulls off. It's kind of sealed on there with that little gasketing they have on, and then we're just going to flip that little spring cage for that lever around, and it even has an arrow marked as to which side it needs to point to for the latch. So I'm flipping it around so it's going to point the other direction for the latch. Once you flip it, you just pop that cover back on, flip it over, and put those screws in. Easy peasy. Very nice. Good job. So I want to tell you, as I was kind of doing a little research for this video, I found a guy who's got a great installation video for these. His name is Wayne Winton. He has a YouTube channel with tons of subscribers. He's got awesome content, but he's got a super awesome video of him installing an AD-400 lock like this in I think he installs it in 8 minutes, man. It is fast. It's not edited. You know, I'm sure he set himself up, but I mean, I can't install him that fast. Super awesome video. Check it out. His website is lockreference.com, also wayneslockshop.com, and it looks like he's associated with Tri-County Locksmith Service, which is out of Colorado. So that's Wayne Winton. Check out his video. I'm going to put a link to it in the comments, and then also, Schlage AD has a cool video on installing these. It's like a good 5-minute video. Check it out. I'll put a link to that also. But yeah, it makes my installs look pretty slow. But hey, this is the real world, you know. I think Wayne in his video, he says he's got like 200 of them to do. So here we had 12, and we don't do them that often. So kind of got a little bit of a learning curve. We got them handed now. Step 8's complete. Let's move on to step 9, which is install the outside lever and the cylinder. These are large format interchangeable cores. My buddy Jeremy hooked me up with a key and a core, popped it in, complete. Very nice. And then we're going to install the outside assembly. Take that spindle, put the circular edge toward the inside and make sure the triangles are lined up. And the squared bevel edge is out. Feed the ribbon cable through the 3/4 inch hole and then pop it in and make sure those center prongs are going through your retractor, your latch retractor inside. Looks like we did that. Very nice. Step 10 is complete. Moving on to step 11. We're going to install the inside anti-rotation plate. This is the in and out. In and out's been fueling me for a few months now. You kind of can tell from my physique, but I think it's time to get back in shape. All right. It's good stuff though. Alright, so we're going to screw the anti-rotation plate machine screws into the center prongs of the outside assembly. And then now I'm going to drill some holes for the screws to kind of lock that plate into the face of the door. Those screws they supply for this metal door, they're a little bit, the hole you need to drill is a little bit bigger than an 1/8. But it's a little bit smaller than a 5/32. I have a 1/8 inch drill bit and I have a 5/32 inch drill bit with me. I don't have anything in between, so I just give it a little twist. Drill it with a 1/8 inch and give it a little twist. Makes it a little bit bigger than an 1/8, a little bit smaller than a 5/32, and those screws go in nice and tighten down really good. So it's not an exact science there, but I'm gonna put it on my list to get some of those drill bits. So now what are we doing? Oh wait, the plate's in. Now we got to do the inside assembly. Got a tiny little spring that's gonna go on the inside spindle. Here, I'm gonna consolidate some trash real quick. But yeah, we got a little tiny spring and a spindle. We're gonna pop that lever on the inside assembly. So we got the spindle and a little spring that's gonna go inside. And then we're gonna get the screws we need to screw it in. Those 4 screws, and then we're gonna feed the wires through the hole there. Feed the ribbon cable through the hole. Make sure the spindle's seated correctly, and then get a screw started and not tightened all the way. And then tighten the opposite corner. Look up, Drew, so we can see what you're doing. And I'm not tightening those all the way. I'm just getting them started, basically. I'm going to take my screwdriver, because when you're doing these retrofit applications on a hollow metal door, you could totally crush the door, and that's not what we want to do. Which, when you're crushing the door, you tighten one and the other screw gets loose, and then you tighten that screw and the other one gets loose. So you want to kind of feel where everything's at. So screwdriver is much better for that than the impact. Inside assembly is on. Now we are going to land. Step 13, we're going to land that ribbon cable. Step 14, we're going to land those door position switch or door position sensor wires. I'm shortening them up a little bit and then just giving myself a little bit of wire sticking out so that when I stick them in the terminal, oh, look up, Drew, look up, Drew. What are you doing? We want to see what you're doing, Drew. Come on. There it is. All right, yeah, I stick the little piece of wire into the terminal, tighten her up. You get the idea. All right, step 14 is complete. Step 15, we're gonna install the reader. I'm opening up the wrong box here. This is the communication module. Once I realize that, I package it back up and I actually literally stick it back in the box and close it, because I am paranoid about losing parts and pieces along the way, because there's so many parts and I just don't want to lose a piece. So now the reader's going on. It plugs in there, and then there's 2 long screws that then make sure it stays connected. And I'm gonna do those by hand and keep my hand on the reader as I'm tightening those, because you can feel it as it actually grabs it, and you do not want to over tighten those. So that is complete. Now step 16, we can install the communication module. Actually, step 17, we don't do step 16, we do step 17. Install the communication module. It's got some foil tape. It's going to go onto the skin of the metal door. I can only assume that's to help it communicate, but I am no communications expert. That's a fact. And then here's our communication module, and it plugs in and then snaps over 2 posts. They make it really simple for us. I don't think it had to. It used to be harder than this. These are super easy now. So now we're going to go to step 18 on putting the battery pack in and applying power. We have the cover plate with the set screw, and then we have our battery pack mounting screws. Got a pack of batteries in this box. That's good. Very nice. And put those batteries in the right way. I do believe I put these batteries in backwards one time and plugged it in. And there's some magic smoke you can release from these locks. It's amazing. You do not want to do that. I don't know how the smoke stays in there until you know. It's pretty cool though. Where do they store the smoke in the lock? I don't know. So I'm plugging it in and I'm pushing up the connectors into the part of the lock that's got a lot of space behind that metal, and then that cover plate's gonna go in. You know, the painters were trying to paint this whole section the whole time we were here, man. I felt bad, but you know, they worked around us. Appreciate them for doing that. So now we're going to go to 19. We already removed the insulator strip from the little battery that's there, the little coin battery. Now we're putting that cover plate on with the 2 black screws. We're almost to the final step. And I did step by step here, guys. I could do it different, but here we got final steps, install the strike plate. So that's what we're doing, installing the strike plate. They supply those with security screws. Whenever I'm doing any hardware that also comes with security screws, I always install it with the Phillips screws first. I save all those security screws, so at the very end of the project, if they want to put in security screws, they have that option. Let's see if this door latches. Oh my goodness, that's a beautiful latch. I gotta figure a way to keep that sound in there. But yeah, we're going to save all this stuff for them, save the security screws. If they want it, they can do it at the end. We'll consolidate our trash. Yeah, I love installing these. These are great. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for your time. I got more videos coming your way. Catch you next time.